First, tell me a little bit about your early life. I was born on March 29th, 1790, in Charles City County, Virginia. My family has always been heavily into politics, and my father, John Tyler Sr., was a judge. He also served as the governor of Virginia. My mother's name was Mary Monroe. She died of a stroke when I was 7 years old in 1797. I grew up on a plantation named Greenway Plantation in a house my father had built. We owned 40 slaves and we grew wheat, corn, and tobacco on the plantation. My father was heavily interested in the kids' education, and he would pay very high amounts for tutors to challenge us academically. Tell me a bit more about your education. At the age of only 12, I went off to the College of William and Mary, as my father did many years before. I graduated with high marks in 1807 at the age of 17. While I was there, the Bishop James Madison, the president of the college, served as a sort of father figure for me. This is apparent in my political ideologies even today. I began working with my father, a judge, as I wanted to become a lawyer. Only 2 years later, at the age of 19, despite not being the legal age to do so, I was admitted into the Virginia State Bar due to an error by a judge. I began practicing law in Richmond, Virginia, and purchased a plantation to live on near there. What are some of your political ideologies? I've always been quite conservative, and I believe that the Constitution should be interpreted exactly how it's written. I do believe in the rights of individual states to make their own laws. However, on the federal level, I believe that the president should have the final say in lawmaking as opposed to Congress. Henry Clay, Daniel Webster, and I formed the Whig Party to encapsulate these ideals and to go up against current President Andrew Jackson. What political positions have you held throughout your lifetime? My entry into politics was as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives in Virginia's 23rd District. This was from December 17th, 1816 to March 3rd, 1821. My second dive into politics was as the 23rd Governor of Virginia. This was from December 10th of 1825 to March 4th of 1827. I was up for re-election in 1826 and won, therefore I extended my time as governor. After this I became a United States Senator. This was from March 4th, 1827 to February 29th of 1836. After working my way up through politics, eventually I was elected as Vice President on March 4th, 1841. My term would be short though, ending only 1 month later on April 4th, 1841. This period was shortened due to the death of the current president, William Henry Harrison. For the last, but certainly not the least of the questions, how would you describe your time as president, and what did you do as president? I greatly enjoyed my time as president. Some accomplishments of mine include the annexation of Texas, the Cabin Bill, and the ending of the Canadian border dispute. The Cabin Bill was a bill I made that would allow settlers to reserve land for themselves before it was put up for sale, and then purchase it at the very low price of $1.25 an acre. This helps to expand the country westward much faster. The Canadian border dispute was a cold conflict about the border between the US and Canada, a new country that had just gained independence from England. I signed the Ashburton Treaty, which ended the border dispute and set rigid borders for each country. Thank you for recording this interview with us today, President Tyler. It was a pleasure having you. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.